Man, I'm a huge reflective guy. I'm an introvert. I don't talk a lot, and I'm okay with that, right? I understand who I am, and I live in that. But my passion allows me to come alive, right? So as you can see, like man, this guy. But this is my passion with what I'm doing, so it allows me to just get after it, right? And so I'm a real reflective guy, and there was a few things I reflected on when I knew I'd have the opportunity to be here with you guys this evening. And the first thing is I reflected on my life and my journey, right? And I realized one thing that came to me is life is living and learning. Would you guys agree with that? Life is living and learning. Somebody tip, what does that mean? What do you think that means? Y'all told me y'all gonna be interactive, so y'all set you up, right? Y'all told me. Life is living and learning. What does that mean?
You say living is experiencing new things, and learning is the constant pursuit of education.
Man, I love that. I love that. Good deal. Good job. That's good stuff. So you have to have some of those experiences along your life so that you learn and have continued growth. Do you agree with that? Okay. The next thing I reflected on is reps make you better. All right. And so, using a weight analogy, workout. Any of you guys ever worked out? Rhetoric, just rock with me. Any of you guys ever worked out in here before? Yes. Right. Any of you guys ever, in the weight room, you go in there and you do a certain exercise every time you go in? So you get stronger when you do that, right? You get better when you do that, right? So just like in the weight room, that's how it is in life when you're attacking tough challenges, right? Reps make you better. The more reps you get, the more better you get. The more prepared you are to handle those adverse situations. But then on the other side of that, you like what it's like, the results from it. When you do those things, it's tough while you're going through them, but on the other side of it, you like the results of it, right? The next thing I reflected on is GPS. What's a GPS? Okay, what does a GPS do? What does that do? A GPS, yeah, it tells you where to go. Thank you guys for being active. It tells you where to go. Did you have something? Oh, okay, you just resting your hands. So a GPS tells you where to go in your vehicle, but do any of us have a GPS for life? Right. So that was my reflection. We don't. We'll punch, direction in the map and put the address in there and tell us turn for turn where we go. And sometimes we play around with the different voices and all of those kind of things. But what about in life? Do we have a GPS in life? So that was one of the reflections. Then the last reflection is I want you to know, and I want to make sure I see everybody's eyes when I say this to you, right? Because I'm going to look you in the eye. Every one of y'all, I'm going to look you in the eye. And I might even point my finger like my mom said. I won't say boy, though. Right? I want every one of you in here to know. I pointed two fingers, huh? I want every one of you in here to know that the world needs what you have to offer. Let me give you that again. Right? Regardless of your situation, where you are in your life, mistakes you may have made, other things you may have done, none of that crap matters. I went coach on you, right? None of that stuff matters. What matters is how you're gonna learn from it, right? Take the blessings and the lessons, the things that you've learned from it, and then how you're gonna use that to help others and help you have continued growth in your life. So I want you to know that the world needs what you have to offer. And I'm gonna just tell you, when I was sitting in your shoes, man, I didn't know that. I knew I had an idea of what I wanted to do, right? I knew what my passion was, right? I knew that I was a fourth generation educator. I knew that I loved sports. I knew that I loved giving service, right? I knew that I liked those things, but what I didn't know is that I had something within me that I could give to the world that could help the world be better. Oh man. And when you realize that, it lights you on fire. So I want to let you know, like, every one of you have something to offer the world. And with our time this evening, I'm going to help you figure that out. Right? I'm going to help you figure that out with our time. And so from the reflection, this was created during COVID. Right? I'll just share this with you, like the back history of this clarity chart, what you have on your desk. I created this during COVID. Like all my life is just busy, nuts, like fast, like long, like crazy. Like all of the things that I've done has just been crazy. And I hadn't had a chance to just sit down and reflect on my journey until COVID. Right? Like I couldn't do anything else but sit down and reflect and write. So I started writing books. I started doing all kinds of stuff, being creative, learning things I always wanted to learn. Right? And so I created this clarity chart based off of my journey of things that I've been blessed to see in my life. And so this clarity chart, I think it helps you find clarity and purpose for your life. That's the first thing. The second thing, you need to understand that when you have purpose in your life, it brings about intentional actions. Let's go deeper on that. I got chills when I said that. Ooh. So purpose brings intentional actions. Purpose brings intentional action. I'm going to turn around and do it one more time. Right? Purpose brings intentional actions. What does that mean? Talk to me. What does that mean?
Something you feel called to do, maybe.
That's a good word right there. Called. Something you feel called to do. Right? Something that you feel called to do. All right? Brings intentional. Well, I said that with some did I? Intentional actions. What does intentional actions mean? Yeah, I mean to do that. Right? Like if I'm called to do something, like the things that I'm going to do in my life, oh no, I mean to do that. Right? I'm not just going to show up and just go through the motions. Oh no, I'm here on fire with a purpose. I mean to do that. Right? So when we have purpose in our life, it brings about intentional actions. And I'm going to go deeper on that with you. Right? When you have a purpose, it allows you to do things that are in alignment with what you believe in. Hold on, I'm going to give you that again. And y'all might have missed that. When you have purpose in your life, it causes you to do things that helps you be in alignment with what you believe in. Right? And then when you are in alignment with your beliefs and your actions, intentional actions, back that, I'm telling y'all, it's a good place to be. It's a good place to be in your life when you can do that. Right? So purpose brings intentional actions. Then intentional actions allow you to make a positive impact on the world, on your family, with your kids when you have them, with everybody you come in contact with, to yourself, because you show yourself that you can do great things. Right? So that's what the clarity chart is about. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to break down the steps of the clarity chart. And as we go through, we'll have some questions there in each of the boxes of what it's about, and I'll talk you through what that is. And then you can make some notes in there. Feel free to write on that as we go through. You can make notes, but don't jump ahead. Just stay with me because it's all going to piece together, right? So just stay with me in each box. And then once we finish doing that, I'm going to give you a blank one, right? I'll give you a blank one that you can go back, and this will be your final one, right? So the one that you have now, like, man, make notes, do all of that stuff on it as we go through, right? It'll give you time to reflect. And then as we finish that, I'll give you a blank one that you can fill out. Everybody understand? Y'all with me? Hello? Yes. All right, good. Talk to me. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so the first thing you have there is your mission. All right? And when you look at your mission, what do you do that provides value, and how do you do that? Right? Like what do you, because what you do is different than what I do. What she does is different than what he does is different from what she does, right? So like, what do you do? Like, this is your big, broad mission, right? Like, what do you do that provides value, and how do you do that? And so this is my mission right here. I take care of people that take care of people by providing a heightened awareness of who they are and how their experiences can help them make the world better. Would y'all agree with that mission based off of the things that I've talked to y'all about already? Would y'all agree with that? Right? And let me tell you, I wrote that statement 4 years ago. Right? Have my actions so far been intentional based off of that? Yeah. Right? So I'm not just giving you fluff. Right? I'm just saying, hey guys, we're in this class, try this. No, like this is my real life stuff. I'm not messing around. I told y'all, I'm A-game. I ain't messing around. Right? It's not fluff. Right? So this is the mission. So feel free to make any notes on any of that. All right? You can go to the next one for me. Thank you. So I believe that the sum total of who we are, y'all know y'all gonna get math tonight, right? I believe the sum total of who we are is our E plus R plus A. Let me give you that one again. I believe that the sum total of who we are is our E plus R plus A. And that's the sum total of who we are. All right? And the first E is environments. And I want to break all of that down here in a little bit. The first E is environments. The second E is experiences. The R is relationships. And then the A is action. So let me go back through that again. The sum total of who we are is our E plus R plus A. Environments, experiences, relationships, actions. That's the sum total of who we are, makes us who we are. All right, you can go to the next one. All right, so let's dive into the environments. All right, so what are the surroundings that contributed to making you the person you are today? So give me some examples of environments. What's successful people, being around successful people, is that a pretty good environment to be in? Yeah. Give me another example of an environment.
Living or educational?
Yeah, educational. Yep, that's good. Okay, thank you. All right, so for me, I'll just share my personal. So my mother, I told y'all when I shared my story with you, my mom is from a small town. My daddy's from the city, from the hood, South Dallas. Right, that's what it is. All right, and so environment, I've been to college. I have 2 college degrees. I have a bachelor's, I have a master's degree. And as an adult, man, I was blessed to be in a very nice area. So like this area is, I've seen this place grow, right? Like when I came to this area, I don't even think this building was even here. When I first moved to the area, like the campus, like I've seen like this area like grow. Even in like Conroe ISD, they built 2 high schools since I got out of college. Like it's crazy. Like, so I've been blessed to see some really neat things. So those are some of the environments that I've seen. So when you look at like the small town and the city, so that was very beneficial to me because like wherever I am, I can adapt and adjust because I've seen it both. Right? I've seen city life, right? I've seen small town slow life too. All right, so I understand different perspectives. I have a great appreciation for different people and different backgrounds. All right, so any of you guys got notes? Y'all got notes on yours? You got notes for what your environments are? Are y'all okay with that section? You still? I'll wait because I want to take time to do this. So if I look and you're still writing, I'm gonna slow down a little bit because I want you to take your time and get what you need from it. Okay. And then once you finish the environment section, then just look up at me so I know that you're done. All right, the next E is experiences. All right. So with your experiences, what are the things that you have experienced that makes you who you are? What are the things personally that you've experienced that makes you who you are? So for example, for me, like I was raised in a faith-based household. Like I told you, church folk and educators. Raised by a single parent mom. Played sports most of my life. I've been a part of teams my whole life, with my mom being my first head coach, right? So I've been a part of teams my whole life, coached for a long time. So been a part of teams, and then I've been blessed and fortunate to be around some great people to learn from, some great people to pour into me and say, hey, I'm gonna show you how to do this because you're gonna be doing this one day, right? People that looked out for me. So I was fortunate enough to have that. So I ask you, what are those experiences that you've had in your life that have helped you be who you are today? So I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Put your notes there. All right, so that's the experiences. The R is relationships. What relationships have you experienced that make you who you are? And y'all might want to write this. Man, I heard this quote. One of my former pastors said this, and it gave me chills when he said this. Life moves at the speed of our relationships. Let me give you that one again. Life moves at the speed of our relationships. And what that means is, to me, is like those people that are doing great things, they have some really great relationships in their life, right? Those people that need to be doing better, they probably need to have better relationships in their life. Y'all agree with that? Yeah. So I'll give you a couple seconds. What are some of those relationships? And my personal was, like I said, fourth generation educator. So I've been around educators. I've been around quality people to pour into me, like I said. I've had some good relationships. I've had some bad relationships. All right. I think the good thing about a bad relationship is it helps you see what you don't want in a relationship. That makes sense? The good thing about a bad relationship, and this is like any kind of relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, working, any kind of relationship, the good thing about a bad one is you learn, hey, yeah, I don't want that. We're not doing that. And then I've been fortunate to be a mentee, like have people pour into me, just to help me with things to be better on. And then from what I learned, it allowed me to be a mentor. So I've mentored people based off of the things that I've done. So now I have a few guys that are head coaches that I coached, right? So now I can mentor them and help them. Hey, coach, like when we get this part in the season and we see this, how'd you handle that? Or like, how'd you do this? I actually was talking to a guy before I got here about book writing. I'm looking at this title. What about this book cover, right? So when you've experienced some things, you have those relationships, you can be mentored and you can mentor other people. All right, and then the A is actions. What are the steps you have taken to help you advance throughout your life? What are some setbacks you have learned from? Right? So what are those steps that you've taken to advance you throughout your life? And then what are some setbacks that you've had to learn from? Because I'll just tell you this, my mindset is the mindset of having continued growth. So I don't look at it as winning and losing. I look at it as winning and learning, right? Because there's always something that we can learn from every L, if you will, right? There's always something that we can learn because you're going to see it again in your life. You're going to face those challenges again. So you might as well learn how to handle it so that when you see it again, you'll be all right with it. But for me personally, education piece, I tell you, I have 2 degrees. Giving service, love giving service. I learned a long time ago in my life that it's bigger than me. It's not about me. Positive attitude. I strive to have a positive attitude. I'm gonna warn y'all, it's a dad joke here, so just rock with me. I had to warn them. So I tell people that my blood type is B positive. BE positive, right? And I try to stay away from people with the blood type of O negative, right? Come on, nothing? Oh, okay, never mind. No, but realistically, it's important for us to have a positive mindset with everything we do. All right, it's important for us to see the good. Actions, I've made some good choices in my life. I've made some bad choices in my life. Like, man, what are you doing, Chip? You tripping, right? What are you doing? Come on, man. Right? And so I've had to learn from those things. And then the proper mindset, I adopted a mindset of, man, man, I have to go do this. Oh, I have to go do this. No, I get to. It's opportunity. I get to, oh man, I have to go to class. I worked all day. Oh, I have to go. No. I get to go to class, right? I get to learn. There's a whole lot of people that wish they could do those things, right? And so we have to be grateful for what we have and have a get to attitude. So what are some actions that you've taken that have moved you forward or possibly held you back? All right, so we all have something under actions. You all right? All right, so now this is where we piece it all together. This is where we put all of those reflections of what we've done, our E-E-R-A. Okay, so this is where we piece it together, right? This is where the epiphany comes on our background, right? All right, so the next section is your service or levels of what you can offer. So based off of your E-E-R-A, these are things that you've learned, right, that you can use to help others. And I call it reflection for projection. That's good. Reflection for projection. What I mean by that is we've reflected on all of those things, our background, our environments, our experiences, our relationships, our actions. So we've reflected on that. So now, hey, we want to project and shoot, right? When you say project, you shoot off, right? So now we want to project into making a positive impact in our world, and this is how we do that. Levels of what you can offer in your service. Now, it can be a little complicated, but I don't want it to be complicated, so I put arrows here, so I want to explain to you, like, they all fit together, right? So the first column is because I was, for example, my EERA, environment, experiences, relationships, actions, those are prior experiences and environments, right? Because of these things, here is what I can offer, right? And so, like, here's what I can offer. Who you can offer your services, products, people that need what you've experienced. So what are some of those things you've experienced? Those same people that you'll come across in your life that are doing the same thing that you want to do, you can help them. You can offer them something. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Okay. Then what I can offer, which is services or products based off of those two things. And these are the things that you have developed, created, or lived. And so if you can go to the next one for me, just to kind of put it in context, this is the same thing here. So because I was an athlete, I told you that, I coached for a long time, been a part of teams. Because of that, I can offer students, coaches in high school, coaches in college, students in high school, students in college, because I've experienced that, right? Right? What I can offer them is I can tell them the real. Like you may think that I'm a stud player in high school, but I don't want to work. Like, bro, you better get your butt in the weight room and work to get faster and get in those books, because on the next level, like, everybody's great, right? So I can give you the real because I've seen that. Like I just say, hey, yeah, you can make it. No, like, you got to be better. I can tell you the real on what you need to do. But then the other thing I have, and this is what I really have, I have a character development program that we have in schools and areas, and I offer, like, just encouragement on character, and I teach different things on character to help people be better because I know what they need in those spaces. Does that make sense, guys? Is that a good example for you? I got another example for you too. Let me scroll. All right, because like I told you, I speak, train, do leadership things. I was an administrator in schools, right? So I've seen all of those things. Because I was that, the people who I can offer that to is corporate leaders or groups that are looking to do leadership things, all right? And what I can offer them, these are the products and the services that I can offer them, right? I can give them operating systems. Like I know how to do behind the scenes things in education, scheduling, buses, all of the facility stuff, like all of those things that go along with running a building, like all of those things. I've done all of those things before. Organization, meals, like just, it's a lot of different things as far as operations that people don't even have a clue on that I can do. I'm certified under John Gordon, and you guys know him. He's a big-time author. The Energy Bus is his books. But I'm certified to train people under his deal as well. And then, like I told you earlier, I do a leadership development class at my church, right? So because I've done these things, these are the people that I can offer it to, and this is what I can offer, all right? All right, so I'll give you a couple seconds to kind of figure those out. You can put maybe 2 examples in there in your chart right there. So again, let me remind you, really, these 2 columns are going to be similar, right? Because, so like if I was an athlete, right, in my life I was an athlete, so the people right here would be athletes, right? So if I was an athlete in my life, that's what I experienced. The people that I'm going to help is athletes because I've done athlete stuff, right? And then over here, okay, what can I offer to athletes because of my experiences? Does that help you piece it together more? And I want to make sure we have time for if you have questions. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the last piece here, and it's your projected outcomes. Right? So what is the desired outcome from what you have invested into your life and others? So like, what do you want the outcome to be from all of this reflection? What do you want the outcome to be from the things that you have thought about that you can offer? And so for me, man, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I want to do everything that I can do in my life before I get to go visit the big man. You know what I'm talking about? Right? I want to make sure that I've done everything in my life to not just have left a legacy behind, but I want to live a legacy by my day-to-day actions. Right? I want to be intentional about what I'm doing each moment of each day to make a positive difference in the life of others. Right? And so that's my projected outcome from finding clarity in my life. Right, so I'll give y'all a couple seconds to kind of put some notes on your projected outcome. And truthfully, when I did this, I think I had my projected outcome before I did the step before it. Right, I knew like what I want to achieve in life, like at the end of the day, like what I want to achieve. And then I worked back and looked at, okay, because of these things, I can offer these things to help make that projected outcome happen.
Coach, why does that matter? Why is that important?
Well, there was a statement that I said to you guys early, and I said it a few times, like knowing your purpose allows you to take intentional actions. And I'm going to say it to you again. Knowing your purpose and what you can offer, it sets you up to take intentional actions. And I'm going to just tell y'all where I am in my life. Like, man, don't waste my time. Like, I don't waste time. Like, my time is important. And so, like I'm not going to waste your time. So everything I do is intentional. Like, I'm not sitting around lollygagging. No, I'm on purpose with what I'm doing. And so I believe, and I've seen that it allows you to plan in an intentional way, right? And you have to understand it like this moment of this day, but we'll never get it back again ever in our life. You ever thought about that? Like the moments that you're fortunate to have, like you don't get those moments back ever again in your life. When you say it twice, I say ever. When you say it twice, it's for real. You don't get those moments back ever in your life. And so each moment that you're blessed to have, man, live intentional. Be on purpose, with a purpose. Have some passion about what you do, because it makes a difference. It allows you to learn the world. You learn so much about the world, but the bigger thing that'll happen is you'll learn so much about yourself. Man, that's the good part right there, right? Because you learn so much about what you're about, what you like, what you don't like. It allows you to live intentional and be on purpose. So I wanted to make sure I leave time for some questions. Like any of you guys have questions over any of the stuff I talked about, over anything I mentioned? Like I can prepare something all day long, but if I don't give you what you need, then I feel like I've wasted your time. So that's why I left time for questions. So if y'all got any questions, man, I love that. I love the raw from the hip questions. So if you got questions, shoot them at me. Let's get better. This blank one that you have, instead of doing it here, I want you to take some time. That's why I said don't write on it. Anybody wrote on it yet? If you need another one, we got extra ones. But I want you to take some time and just get away from it for a little bit so you can think about what we did this evening, right? And then go back and then do your final copy on this, right? Your original on this one. And then if you got to make a copy, take a picture of it so you have it in your phone so you see it all the time. Put it on your mirror in your bathroom or whatever you need to do that'll help you remind you that you have to have clarity in your life. Do that. All right, any questions? Y'all give me some questions, man. Come on, give me some questions.
Maybe talking about within, because another part that comes later in the class is talking about having that positive work-life balance. So maybe talking about
So
how you do that. What is that?
Yeah.
What does that look like? What do we need to consider?
So it's crazy that you asked me that. Like, I'm a big person on prioritizing and finding balance, right? So like early in my life, like all I know is go hard, right? Like if I say I'm gonna do something, I commit to it and go hard at it. Now, as a single guy with no responsibilities in the family, like I can do that, right? I can go hard and like work late hours and double shifts, and I can do all of those things. But there's phases in your life, and then once got married, there's some time I got to commit to making sure that relationship is great, right? So then now I have to work on my priorities. Then we had a kid, right? So then now, like I got to make sure like that he's the most important thing to me. Before anything I can ever accomplish in my life, making sure that he's good is most important to me. And so shifting your priorities. And then in my career, it kind of shifted from go hard to moving efficiently and effectively, right? And what I mean by that is, so like as a coach, man, we work long hours. Like, it don't make sense for me to be at the office, to me, not doing anything, and my family's at home. I want to be with my family, right? And so you have to work that balance. And so now it's moved from balance to integration, right? Because now you got to integrate all of those things and make sure it works. And so now I call it my balanced pie. And I actually and I speak on this too. There's 10 things that I do in my life that I prioritize that are important to me. Right, and I don't do anything outside of those 10 things because I told y'all my time is important. Right, so I'm intentional about where I put my time and energy. And just the first few, just to tell you, faith, family, being better. It's like personal growth, being the glue, holding things together. So those are just some of the things that's on that balanced pie. And so what I do is every day I'm intentional about, okay, Like, these are the things I want to work on. What do I need to do this day to be better at this? So then I make my list. I do a list, actual list in my. I'm gonna show that to you. So you don't think, man, he just telling us this stuff. Like, I'm gonna show you. So I keep a spiral, I keep a notebook, and daily I make checklists. And this is my to-do on Sunday. You see it there? Right? So I have work on this side, and I have personal, and I mark them off. Right? Just so you see. So that was Sunday. That was my list for yesterday. Yeah, Sunday. All right. And so what that does is now I can reflect on, okay, these are the things I need to do in those 10 areas. Man, how was I with this? I didn't get enough time doing this. Okay, so then the next day I work on being better at that, right? And I make my list, I hit the ground running, and that's my process of what I do every day. And so it's important to have balance. It's important to continue to prioritize, because what was important to me when I first started my career ain't important to me right now. Right? Like I told you, like, it was just grind, start your career, titles, like be a head coach, like all of that stuff. That was important then, but then as I grew and became better, I saw that stuff ain't important. What's important is my family, the people that I love and care for, and who care about me. Pouring into people, taking the things that I've learned and using it to help others, right? So it shifts as you grow, because for me, it's unacceptable to be the same person I am today as I was yesterday. I got to be a better person today than I was yesterday. And then tomorrow, I got to be a better person tomorrow than I am today. I'm intentional about it, on purpose. So that's just something I wanted to share that too, like the balanced pie. Man, and this can be so deep, because I have really worked on all of that. I think the first thing is you will never have regrets if you prioritize what's important to you. Let me say that to you again, right? Especially you ladies. I grew up with a single parent mom. I got a little sister. I'm gonna just tell you, you will never go wrong with prioritizing what's important to you, right? And you won't have regrets for that. And so I say that to you with some conviction, because like there's been some situations in my life where like everybody else is doing other things, but I'm choosing this because this is my passion. I know that this is my lane. Well, I learned that it's okay, right? It's okay for me to stand alone and do what I believe in if nobody else believes in it. It's
and
because
you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're not guaranteed tomorrow,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. But within that, though, the people around you, they see that, and the people that actually love and care for you, they will support you on that. And I'll just say this, man, I've been blessed to have some great people in my life to support me with the things that I've done my whole life. So like I told you, played 4 sports for 4 years, man, I was never at home. like I was always gone. If I was at home, I was asleep, eating or sleep, right? And so I had a supportive mom that said, hey, if this is what you're going to do, you're going to do it, right? Don't do anything half-butted, right? If you're going to do it, you do it,
well.
Boy. And so then into my life, my wife has been super supportive. Like what I do now, I'm never home. I worked all day. I came here, right? So I've been blessed to have people that's been super supportive, because they know my drive and my passion. And for me, that's why I go hard for them, right? I've done book tours, and I intentionally set the book tours up and say, hey, where y'all want to go? My wife say, hey, we want to go to LA and check it out. We're gonna do a book tour in LA. We stayed 4 days. We did the Hollywood tour. We did all of that stuff, right? Because I go hard for them. My sister, my little sister, okay, where y'all want to go, y'all haven't been. Man, we want to go see DC. Boom, we did a book tour in DC. Stayed there for a week. We did the tour and all of that stuff. I know that the chaplain for the Ravens, I interviewed him on my podcast. He took the quarterback there, Lamar, is my son's favorite player. So the chaplain, I surprised my family, took them. We did a tour of their stadium, right? So like all of those things, if won't regret prioritizing what's important to you, because at the end of the day, you'll be able to go hard and give that back to those people that support you. Guys, thank y'all so much for your attention and for your time. I truly appreciate it. You know, maybe sometimes you may not know what you're getting into when you go in classes or whatever, but I hope and pray that this was beneficial for you. Like I said when I started, I hope that you can take at least one thing from what I gave you this evening and actually use it and apply it in your life. And if there's ever anything I can do for you, my social media, my social media is there. She knows how to contact me. If it's anything I can do to help you, if I can't help you, I'll find somebody that can.
And he means that.
No, like, yeah.
He means that.
Yep. But thank you guys. Good luck to you on your journey. Go get it.